Have you ever looked at a bakery case and seen banana muffins and asked, who is buying that? They are not tasty. They're never good. It's true, and I don't know who made those recipes, but it wasn't me because I have a banana muffin recipe that is gonna blow your mind. Lots of banana flavor, super fluffy, but ultra moist. It's the perfect combination, and every bite has just the right amount of spice. This whips up in just a few minutes and you are gonna fall in love with it. So let's get started. These are the ripest bananas that I had in the house, and they're almost ripe enough, but not quite. You wanna have a banana that you do not want to eat. You want a mushy, blackened banana. So we're gonna take 3 of these, pop them onto a baking sheet and bake them at 350 for about 10 minutes until the skin is blackened. You just want them to cool down. I don't know if you're guilty of this, but I have been a creature of habit with breakfast, and it's gotten to the point where it's like I don't want to have the same thing that's in my regular rotation again, so I'm mixing it up with some delicious banana muffins. This will be enough to have for the kids, Brian, me, and there'll be a couple left over for snacking and, for the next day too. It's gonna be perfect. Starting off with 1.5 cups or 180 grams of all-purpose flour. For the leavening agents, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then for some contrast, we're using a whole teaspoon of salt. There you go. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. If you want to just add the cinnamon and call it a day, call it a day. But I love allspice, so I'm adding in 1/2 teaspoon. Some people think that allspice is like a lot of spices mixed together, so it's all spices. It's not. It's a plant, and it's called allspice. And then just 1/4 teaspoon, because it's really powerful, of one of my all-time favorites, cardamom. Oh my gosh, cardamom's amazing. You should have it in your pantry. Okay, sift that into your bowl. Sifta, little star. Now we're gonna whisk it up. Oh my gosh. Whenever you have spices and flour, the smell is so good. It's like you can anticipate the deliciousness. Little whisk, and now we're on to those bananas. Okay, now we're gonna do some banana surgery. Take a sharp knife and make an incision down the middle. Open it, look at this. Bananas are very triggering for people on a number of levels, but if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you like bananas. I had friends who would only touch, it had to be a firm banana, which I actually find disgusting. Firm bananas are not for me. I want them to be perfectly ripe. Mushy bananas are also not for me, only for baking. I would never eat a mushy banana. If you have dealt with the best fruit ever, persimmons, there's 2 kinds of persimmons. There's fuyu and hashia, although you can correct my pronunciation in the comments if you want. And basically, I like fuyu, which are the ones that taste delicious, like crisp custard. They're crisp and amazing, but people bake with the hashia ones, which are they look like bell peppers almost. They're very pretty. But you have to eat them when they're totally mushy. Otherwise, they don't taste good for a number of reasons, mainly tannins. Anyways, it's my roundabout way of saying mash those bananas into a large bowl. Just mash, mash, mash. Okay, now we can just get all that out. And I'm using 3 bananas, if you didn't notice. Set this aside, and we're just gonna make it all in one bowl now. So we're gonna add in 5.5 tablespoons of unsalted melted butter. Sounds like a party already. Add in a teaspoon of a nice vanilla. Nice vanilla usually comes in a glass bottle. That's your hint. If you like the taste of artificial vanilla, that's great. I do not, so I would recommend either using a real vanilla or just skipping it all together. It's not a necessary ingredient, but it adds a layer of flavor, which I find quite enjoyable. All right, 1/4 cup of a full-fat plain yogurt. If you wanted to, you could use a non-fat or low-fat yogurt. It's up to you and the life you're living. And now 2 eggs, room temperature, please. If you want to be safe, crack them into a small bowl, 1 at a time, and then transfer them over. It could save you some heartache based on shells or the occasional scary-looking egg. We're going to whisk this all together. This smells amazing. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell it right now. In fact, you can if you make the recipe. Do you know what I forgot in this recipe? This is if you know what I forgot, you can write down in the comments with the time index, because for some reason, I constantly forget to add the sugar. Oh my gosh, the sugar. Yes, this is not a totally naturally sweetened like keto recipe. There is sugar in it. Sugar makes things nice and sweet, but it also softens up the texture and changes the consistency of the crumb. So, into the bowl. Luckily, this is a forgiving recipe. 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And yes, if you wanted to, you could have used some brown sugar as well. Now it smells even better. Time to add in those sifted ingredients. And by the by, if you wanted to reduce the sugar, take out half a cup. Take out 1/4 of a cup. That's even better. But just add them in. And we're just gonna whisk until combined, but like just gently stirring it. You could switch to a spoon if you wanted to right now. But I have enough dishes at the end of the day. Let me tell you, 2 toddlers. Oh wow, the spices are just coming through now, and it is amazing. Add some papers into a muffin tin, although, I don't know, if you add a paper into a muffin tin, does that make it a cupcake? Like, are these actually banana cupcakes? I don't know. I think the distinguishing factor is whether or not there is frosting. Although you can let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Right. You want to fill these up, and it's kind of up to you. Like, do you want these to be perfectly flat, totally muffin topped out? I like my cupcakes, muffins, to be on the flatter side, but Brian insists on having like the big muffin top coming out. So I'm kind of trying to split the difference over here. If you're a muffin lover, check out my raspberry muffins. Those things are amazingly good, and you know it because it's actually my mom's recipe. If you have any muffin suggestions, I'm all ears. There's always something new to make. I think I'm gonna make maybe some chocolate chip muffins soon. Although, come on, like, is a chocolate chip muffin not a cupcake? Where is the line? Before I pop these into the oven at 375, there's more to that, but before I do that, I'm gonna crunch a couple walnuts in my hand and just sprinkle some on top for some crunch. Not on all of them, just a few. Kind of wanted to try it out. In the recipe, I suggest adding in either some cinnamon sugar or some turbinado, like bigger, crunchier sugar on top for a little bit of texture. But I thought to myself, why not add in some walnuts, and then these will stay on top so they can kind of like toast a bit, because I like toasted nuts better. But I didn't want to go to the trouble of toasting. Now this will go into the oven at 375 for 5 minutes, reduce to 350, and cook an additional 15 minutes or so until the centers are nice and springy to the touch. Both muffins baked up really nicely, and I don't know, I'm very intrigued by the nuts. If you like this recipe, check out my chocolate chip banana bread. It is amazingly decadent. It's so good, oh my gosh. But for now, a bite. It's so good with the nuts. I love adding in the walnuts. Oh. I'm just gonna keep popping these because they are addictively delicious. But if you like my videos, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.